what's going on here.
I'm basically pedaling with one leg and there's only so long that my right leg can take that fall.
Actually fell asleep on the floor there.
I seem to have lost all control of my left hamstring. It's sort of just floating about there.
Hello everyone and welcome to another video. This is going to be quite a long one this time round as I'm about to embark on quite a long stationary journey of my own. Behind me is my triathlon bike and down there is a Wahoo Turbo trainer for the simple reason that I'm going to be riding on Zwift for 49 hours. I know what you're thinking, you've lost the plot. And in honesty, I have had the same thought process, but there is a simple reason that I'm doing this. Come Sunday, in the UK, we will have been in lockdown for 49 days, and I'm aiming to ride 1 hour for every day that we will have been in lockdown to try and remind people that there is light at the end of the tunnel and that no one feeling lasts forever. Something that I'm gonna have to remind myself over and over again on the bike. I want people to pain it forward, and by that I mean the pain and struggle that we've all gone through in one way or another throughout this period of time. So I want people to use the struggle that we've gone through as a way of moulding their decisions moving forwards and to really be conscious of their mental health and what's really important to us. So whether that's donating to a charity of their choice, donating to the NHS, sending flowers to a family that sadly lost someone as a result of COVID-19, putting money aside for a round of beers with your mates when this is all over, money aside for brunch with your mum when it's safe to do so. Whatever it is, I would just like you to take some form of action, paint it forward, and do something positive. I've got plenty of time to run you through my strategy, etc. once I'm on the bike. I've got 49 hours to do it. I'm already in 2 sets of bib shorts because I know people that have done ultra cycling before have had 2 on. Got the big TV set up. I'll take you through my food, and then I'll talk strategy on the bike. So, in terms of setup, I've got my tri-bike hooked up to a Wahoo kicker. I've got an extension cable here for my phone and my AirPods, bearing in mind I'm going to be having lots of conversations on Instagram Live with people as I go. Portable phone charger if I need it up there. Bananas, Lucasade Sport, some in the fridge over here as well. I've got enough caffeine to kill a man. Thank you, Nocco. Cookies, which have always been something that have sat really well with my stomach on endurance events. Brunch bars, but my brother bought the bloody raisin version, so they're a last resort. Lots of squares, again, always sat really well with me in the past. If I'm struggling salt-wise, I just need something to get that sweet, gooey, horrible flavour from my mouth. I've got these, although I need to take those with caution for bloating purposes. Big pack of Jaffa Cakes, 3 packs of party rings, my go-to. I've always used these for endurance events. Mars bars, and then endurance supplements from Awesome to top myself up as I go. Then up here I've got cream to see me through, controls for the TV there, my carb and electrolyte drink of choice from Awesome Supplements. I'm going to have water and salt in this. I'm going to have electrolytes and salt in that. I'm going to have cold water in that one there and just rotate them as I go. Fan in front of my face here. Towels to keep me dry. I'm going to be on my own for a lot of this. I've got my brother coming in and out, but he's at work at the moment. So, oh, by the way, ironing board. Great tip from a friend of mine, Craig, that was. I couldn't think how I was going to get anything within reach, but there we go. So this is going to be absolutely brutal, but I think I'm ready. I'll never be ready, but I think I'm in the right headspace to get going. So I'm going to get sorted so that I can start at 11:05 without any delays or leaving anything behind. My brother's going to be back this afternoon so he can get the camera on me and talk strategy and things, but I'm a little bit rushed if I'm honest at the moment. So for clarification, the route is the 39.9 kilometre out and back again route on Zwift, and I'm basically aiming for 32 loops. I'm going to ambitiously say if I do get through 49 hours, I would like to hit 1,000 kilometres.
If there was a narrator at this point, they would inform you that this was a bad idea.
So I'm going to get sorted on the bike and I will pick up with you again when my brother gets back. But I have this here to update you on how I'm feeling as I go. Off to a start at 11:10, although Zwift crashed, which put me in a terrible mood. So I'm just going to settle into a little bit of steady riding now. And yeah, I'll calm down shortly, but not the best start I could have had. So a little bit of a concern in terms of water, in that I'm 42 minutes and 10 seconds in. I've just got off the bike for the first time to go to the bathroom, so I'm gonna have to be pretty conscious of my salts and make sure that I keep my hydration steady but don't go too hard. because the last thing I want to do now is to start flushing all my salts out and basically just be chasing hydration the entire time. Might be nerves. I had plenty of salt last night in anticipation of this, but who knows? Let's see what happens. First hour done. Just coming down the only real bit of elevation on this route. Okay, I'm going to take my first 5-minute break. I am 2 hours and 20 minutes elapsed and I've covered 61.4 kilometers. I've just got off my first Instagram live session. I just know already that's going to be a really, really useful tool to get me through this. Feeling full of energy. Haven't really broken a sweat yet, but the temperature outside is increasing, so we'll see what happens. I'm going to get a little bit of food, go to the bathroom, restock a few things, and then get back on. One sleeve of Jaffa cakes down. So, just finished my second full loop of the 49.9k out and back again. Feeling pretty solid and just, yeah, really happy to have people to talk to. It's been helpful so far. Not really broken a sweat. Average heart rate is around 118, 120-ish. So start steady, stay steady. That is the name of this game. That's me just hit 100 kilometers there. All sorts of achievements going down. I'm just going to take 2 to 3 minutes just to get my feet out of my cleats, get a little food, get a little water. It's about 18 degrees outside now, so of all the days to choose to do this, this is probably not the one, but feeling pretty sharp. Just keep plodding along. Okay, so 5 hours and 10 minutes elapsed time on Zwift, that is, and then 5 hours 24 minutes total time. So I've only used 14 minutes of sort of toilet breaks, eating, just sort of taking a couple minutes to collect my thoughts, and everything's feeling pretty solid, to be honest. Boredom set in a little bit in between chats with people on Instagram Live, but all in all, feeling pretty solid. Just is what it is, isn't it? Alright, so 150k mark has been hit. I'm just going to take 5 minutes now. My left leg's giving me a bit of grief, actually. My left pinky toe is basically numb. My left knee's a bit sore and it's kind of niggling my hamstring a little. I'm not sure whether it's an alignment thing. I basically loosened my cleat earlier and had shifted all my weight to the left hand side but didn't get my cleat out properly, which meant there was a bit of a twinge in the back of my knee and it's getting slowly but steadily worse. But just something to be conscious of. Gonna get some food, get some water, get back on. 6:25 total time, 6:07 elapsed time. See you soon. Okay, so just over an iron distance bike ride done. I am just over 8 hours deep on a little downhill section, just letting the bike sort of freewheel. My feet are starting to give me a fair amount of grief, so I'm getting out of my cleats whenever I can. My left hand side is actually quite concerning. Sort of ligaments in my left knee and hamstring are just a little bit more niggly than I'd like them to be. Feeling pretty solid. Temperature's gone up though, which means that I can start to feel myself chasing hydration, so I need to get on top of that. Food wise, all over it, not a problem. But just need to keep sipping away. Long way to go now. I'm cruising at 52 kmh right now, which I'll take. Left hand side is actually in quite a lot of pain. I don't really know why, but rolling it out there and now getting back on, it's just a really sharp pain in my hammy. It'll get better as I keep moving, and I'm pretty confident it will just go away. But right now it's not great. And I'm like nowhere near finished. 9:30, just got off the phone with my last scheduled chat of the evening, Andy Smith, one of my closest friends, and also has the brother of my dog, the Greek gods, Odysseus and Titan. My hamstring is in a bit of trouble, I think. I'm not really sure how it's going to unfold. I'm hoping it'll just go away. But I'm moving steadily, but need to do a bit of doctoring of my route, so I'm basically going to FaceTime someone now who can look at the map from afar and let me know where I need to turn off, because this out and back again route's been great, but the hill at the top, given my hamstring, it's not what I need right now. So I'm basically going to have to cut my losses and choose a flatter route, shorter route, and just loop and loop and loop and loop. The joys. Oh. First meal of the day, well, second meal of the day. First meal since I've been riding, and it is 2 minutes past 10. I'm basically in the middle of my first longer break now. My hamstring is in a bit of trouble. I'm gonna roll it, I'm gonna take a little bit of time because it's put me in a bit of a downer, so I'm just gonna try and collect my thoughts and see the bigger picture here. I've put to bed the idea of 1,000 kilometers, I think. I'm gonna set myself some tiered goals from then moving down. My aim was to get to Sunday at 12 PM, having done 49 hours on Zwift. So that's my sole focus, and everything I can do to get me there, I will do. Whether it's more sleep, whether it's more food, whether it's more time rolling, less time riding.
Oh, fuck, I don't know what's going on here. Oh, it's such a strange pain. It's not getting any better, you know.
Just spoken with my coach, and given the situation with my hamstring, we're going to get me to 1. It's 12:21 now, and then I'm going to take a couple of hours sleep. I don't really know what to do about my hamstring, but a little bit of rest might do it a world of good. It might make things absolutely abysmal, but I'm going to get a bit of sleep, get it in the bank early doors. Now that the 1,000 kilometer goal is out of the window, I can just do what I can to get to the end of this. So get to 1 PM, that'll be a very long ride. Get to 1 AM and then jump off, get some sleep. I'm gonna stay fully clothed, so you know, switched on, dream about cycling, and then get back to it about 3 or 4. Well, probably not 4, that'd be a very long sleep, and I would struggle to get up, but we'll see.
So, being on the phone to Erin past a little while, just shy of 278 kilometres. I'm basically pedalling with one leg, and there's only so long that my right leg can take that ball. So I'm going to get 2 hours of sleep down here, and then jump back on at around 3 AM, and just hopefully that little bit of rest can get rid of this pain, because it does start to feel like I'm going to do myself some damage, which is very counterintuitive and not what this is all about. So I'll do what I can, but I'm not going to end myself for the sake of this. So I'm going to get tucked up, right down there, and take a snooze.
Just back up now. I actually fell asleep on the floor there, rolling my hamstring out after I got up originally. Just my back's actually a bit worn out from the position I was in. Not going well, but hamstrings is ready to go, as I think it will be. The real test is going to be when I start pedaling. Doesn't feel great, but do what I can. Do what I can.
Okay, gave it my best shot for that little bit there, but pain is excruciating. I've just been on the phone to my girlfriend there in the time there, and I think we've decided the best thing that I can do right now is just to sit this one out until 7, 8 AM to try and get through all the live conversations that we've got lined up for Saturday, because that's a big part of this, and I want to get through them. But I say again, I don't want to tear my hamstring off the bone, admit myself to hospital, and ruin the rest of my year training wise. That was not the plan, so.
Alright, so just come out of my first conversation of Saturday morning, 8 AM, half an hour with Nick Frendo, and I'm feeling so much more positive. If I just really focus on my stroke, really focus on my technique, I can just about keep my hamstring at bay so that it's not excruciating. However, I'm pretty consciously aware that I'm one twinge, one error, one slight misalignment away from probably the end. So I just need to really focus in the back of my mind on my stroke and keep moving forwards. If I can get through this whole day, I think it'll be a miracle, but I'm going to give it my best shot. 9:30, 22 hours, 18 minutes total time elapsed. I'm going to nail these curly fries and just keep at it. Conversation with a Marine at 10 AM, which will be really interesting in terms of the sleep deprivation side of things and the mindset. I think it's going to be really helpful to get me through the next couple of hours, but I'm feeling good. Just got to keep focusing on that stroke and that pedal movement, because I've had a few lapses in focus and I've just felt that huge twinge in my hammy that's really given me the fear, so on we go.
Just off conversation with Nathan, so helpful in many ways in terms of just controlling controllables, predicting the variables that can go wrong and being a bit more prepared for them, which is what I've been trying to tell myself over and over again. 10:27 a.m. I'm going to get Jamie to get in and around my hamstring again because he did a good job last time. Speaking with Joel Donnet at 11, no one better than a highly successful comedian to try and pick me up out of the hole, but I'm hoping this is another one of the ups and downs of my hamstring and this isn't the beginning of the end, but so far this morning, so good.
Pizza number 2, and I tell you what, for £1 from Morrison's and the fact that it's ham and pineapple, or is it just ham? There's no pineapple, it's just ham. It's very good.
Smile on my face, Hammy's still in trouble, but it's stable, which is all that I need. I'm feeling pretty solid, feeling pretty positive. Really great conversations this morning. Really thankful for all the people that have jumped on to chat for half an hour at a time. It's been really good to just keep my brain ticking over and just chatting away. It's amazing how much people will band together to help each other out when asked. So always remember that there are always people that can help you. I'm 25 and a half hours total time down.
First year sports science student. Probably the most practical work he's had all year.
Over 400 kilometers down, we are actually at 4:10. I appreciate this is a very slow pace, but I'm trying to factor for a long haul shift here. Given the circumstances, I'm happy that I'm just still moving, and I've received so many amazing messages from people, a lot of concern, which I've tried to address in Instagram stories, but a lot of people just really helping keep pushing me forwards. It's not been easy, this. Just to summarise where my hands are, just tried to get on the bike with no shoes on. So, take 2. Just jumped on, and I just seem to have lost all control of my left hamstring. It's sort of just floating about there, so which means my right leg's doing most of the work, and everything's just starting to feel a little more rough. I'm worried this might be the beginning of the end. I've just got no control of my left hammy. It's like just floating about. Okay, so 28 and a half hours done. I've just got off a good chat there, but my left leg was just not present, which meant that I tilted my weight to the right and was basically doing all the work on the right hand side, which meant that not only is the inside of my nether regions, shall we say, completely destroyed, my right leg is starting to hurt around my hip flexor and things as well, so this is not sustainable. I'm going to get Jamie to shake my hamstring out, have a real look around, and make a decision on what happens next. So, importance update, I have just let the good people of Instagram know I'm 29 hours and 16 minutes deep. I've put on a pair of shoes because I physically can't pull up on the left hand side anymore, and in compensating for that it's starting to hurt my right hip. So I'm going to get to 450 kilometers and call it a day there. No point in getting injured for this. I hope I've shouted my message loud and clear and just encouraged a few people to think a little bit more critically about their mental health and why human connection and conversation is now more important than ever. So, on we get, I guess. This might not even work.
150k, probably the longest ride I'll ever do in my entire life. Hello everyone, so today is the day after the previous 2 days shenanigans. Sorry that I didn't film anything immediately afterwards. I just got caught up in filming stuff on my phone and the buzz of being able to sit down properly, I think. So first thing to note is, how is my hamstring feeling? Overall, it's not terrible. It's obviously pretty tight, pretty sore, pretty stiff, and when I put pressure in certain places, it's really tender and painful. But I'm confident that I was 100% correct in making the decision that I did, because I think I've stopped just short of giving myself a proper injury, as it were. So I'm going to keep an eye on it this week, do a few testing things towards the end of the week and see how it develops. But pleased with my decision, all in all, which is good, because the last thing I wanted was to wake up today feeling like I'd made the wrong decision. In terms of food, I wasn't counting exactly how much I got through, but I would guess in the region of 7,500 calories. Water, overall, I just kept on top of, never had an issue there. Psychologically, a lot of things to learn, and I think that 29.5 hours in one place, predominantly alone, staring at a screen, no variety, no aid stations, no people taking part with me, etc., etc., made that 29.5 hours of sort of psychological conditioning really quite valuable for me in the future. So any sort of ultra endurance events that I do from here on out, the sort of relative suffering that I've built up doing that there will carry me really well forwards. So many variables at play in something like this. One of them didn't go my way, and that ultimately caused me to have to call it short. It's important to mention as well that I'm not actually a cyclist, so whilst my 450 kilometers overall is pretty slow going for that period of time, the aim was to just get through it on time, and I did spend 24.5 hours of that with a compromised hamstring, which upon reflection is something that I'm very, very proud of, being able to slog through that much in a less than ideal situation. I've cycled 1.64 times the length of Wales, looking that up today, which again has put a bit of a positive spin on things for me, because just putting it into context makes me feel much happier about the whole situation. Refusing to view this as a failure, it's another opportunity to learn, it's another opportunity to take information from, and I'm really happy with the messages I've received and the ways that people have been telling me that they've taken actions, small but significant actions, as a result of what I got up to. Ultimately, the situation that we're in is a largely negative one, so I'm hoping that the fight that I've put up can demonstrate how much of a fire in the belly we can all have when we need to conjure it up. There is light at the end of the tunnel, and I hope that some of my actions here might be able in some way to help people find theirs, just by demonstrating that no one feeling lasts forever, because I was up and down and up and down, and my downs were pretty severe at points, as I think the video aptly demonstrates. I'm going to wrap this up here because I'm conscious that this is about 23 minute video, give or take. For any of you that are still here and have made it this far, thank you very much for watching. If you are new to my channel, please do subscribe and give it a like. And if there's any more questions you have about the entire experience, do just comment them down below. I'd be happy to answer any questions. Other than that, I'm going to keep an eye on my hamstring, keep up the recovery, and start planning for the future as soon as I've got a clearer idea of what my leg is saying. So thanks again for watching, and see you next time.